Hello. I'll try and make this first reading quick because it's reasonably long, but I look at it and think it's a classic blast from the past, but I realise that the past is only probably 2010 America, and it's got to England now, as it were, to the United Kingdom. I'll read it. Now, again, I wouldn't have read this if this wasn't the top thumbs up in this article on inflation in the UK. So it's UK, it's on inflation, and this is the top thumbs up. Otherwise, I just wouldn't have read it because we've heard it so many times before, but a while ago and normally coming from America. So the quote from the article is UK inflation rate slips to 3% for the first fall for 6 months. Okay. Now the commenter starts. Actually, RPI increased to 4.1%. If that's right, it's a good thing to point out. It's a mad, bad, bedlamite world when the many accept a currency which loses its value every second of every day, so that the few can continue running a pyramid scheme of debts which ensures rampant inequality and destruction of the future. Inflation is just the name given to how quickly the purchasing power of the pound falls. Heard this before? Fact. Never in the history of time has the pound in your pocket bought less. It's worth less and less every single day. Aggregate prices rising. Those born into the world with nothing suffer at the hands of this generational theft. They are forced to pay for the crimes of their forebears who inflated prices. Price stability is only found with sound money, which is honest and true. Honest and true. It self-corrects and is balanced in nature. For example, the gold price is systematically shorted and suppressed by the banking cartel. They can't allow gold to reveal the true value of their unlimited paper. There's the hint. Dollars. Paper dollars. Got the dollar sign instead of pound, so maybe it is an American, just hasn't forgotten and is just transferring it to pounds. But this was the most thumbed up. Prices should be valued in something valuable and limited in nature, not an unlimited pyramid scheme of created debts which are predicated on creating a black hole in the future. One more paragraph, and it's only 4 lines. Valuing anything in terms of pounds is like the forbidden fruit. The more of it you desire, the quicker the future is defiled. It's like a created virus, a societal bioweapon, a neo-Black Death carried around by an unsuspecting population who have been taught to be ignorant. If they understood, surely they wouldn't accept such a fallen, pitiful state. Now, I think it's an American pretending on pounds, because there's kind of a bit of religious almost fervour in that. But it was the top thumbed up thing on the article on inflation in the United Kingdom, which there's a lot to talk about, but that is okay. All right. Referring to, for example, the gold price is systematically shorted and suppressed by the banking cartel. Right. So this chappie, because you can guarantee it's a man, thinks that the pound has been on a downer predictably for ages, and will continue so to be. Right. The pound is, by anybody's standard, a financial instrument. And when in the UK over the last few days, we've noticed that Carillon, a big company, has gone bust. And it's been going bust slowly over the last 5 years. It's been doing this. What do you do when you notice that something's doing this? He understands the thing. For example, the gold price is systematically shorted. I don't think he does understand it. But when you think something's going down and it's a financial instrument, Carillon's share price or the pound, you short it. That's what you do if you want to make money out of it. So you short it. If he's so convinced, and everybody with a big thumbs up are so convinced, you short it. But people don't understand how to short the pound or the dollar. But then they do. Borrowing, taking on debt in a currency, is shorting that currency, because you think that you'll have more money in the future to pay it back. It will have been devalued and you'll pay back in devalued currency because it's inflating. To short, if this Pelican and Chips, who wrote the comment, he's so convinced that everything's going down, absolutely no problem. You can write about it on the interwebs, but if you want to make out of it, then you short it. And how do you short a currency? You borrow. It's as simple as that. You borrow. It's the government and the central bank, by pegging a 2% inflation rate, or it's come down to 3 in this, it gives you a 3% guarantee every single year to borrow money. You short the currency. That's, you know, when you will have known that if you want to short a stock, you've got to borrow the stock. It's exactly the same. Just short the pound, just borrow money. It's easy as that. And if you're so convinced, just borrow. So where are we up to? 8 minutes. Okay, so I can just do this one. Oh, I'll slip in. So this is a 3 thingy thing. But this I can make short because it's all mine. From why do people make these comments? The answer seems to be loved. That's basically it. I make these videos to get thumbs up. Now, to be honest, I go to the effort of going in behind in the menu and turning off the thumbs up so you can't see the thumbs up and thumbs down. Now, I never checked to see if it was working. Apparently this morning I found out it wasn't working and everybody can see the thumbs up and thumbs down. But it doesn't affect the matter that I do the videos so I can get some love. People make the comments so they can get some love. We basically do most things in life so we can get some love. Okay, so that's the second thing. We'll just go on to this one, which is about UBI. Again, they're still on it on The Guardian, a new article. And somebody in the comments brings up something that, if people are interested, we can go deeper into, which is the UJG. It's not as snappy as UBI. Universal Job Guarantee. Basically, if you're out of work, the government guarantees you a job. It's just a variation on the UBI theme, or UBI is a variation on the UJG theme. But where on UBI you get where's the money going to come from, on UJG you get where are the jobs going to come from. But it is a thought, at least, that should be thinked. For example, in the village here, when we first moved here, we did not have what we'd call a street sweeper. Now we've got 4 or 5. I think there are 5, and there are trucks and bowsers and plants and flowers all over the place. It's a much prettier village. So the government, the local council, has created 5 jobs. But where would all the UJG jobs come from? How much more could they employ? And that should be about 10 minutes, and that's it. Yeah, so we've got UJG, should be looked into if you're interested in UBI. I am saying that we do most things, most all of this, even the vile shit skating, is to get love. Strange as it might seem, but even the more vehement and vitriolic is still to get love. And the first one was, if you want, or just put it another way around, borrowing money is shorting the currency. So all this debt and all this sort of stuff that we talk about, just know that there's, looked at from a purely financial point of view, debt and all of that stuff is masses of people shorting the currency, and the government central bank together giving them always a bit of a boost to so do by pegging the inflation rate as close as they can to 2%. And that's the whole idea of it. So the populace can short the currency. Okay,